No one has ever crossed the great desert of Morshur. And if someone did, no one lived to tell the tale. To people, this place seemed as unreachable as the sky above. Perhaps only mages could get there. But what would they do in such a desolate place? Maybe once in a century, one of them would wander here for reasons known only to them. And afterward, the people living near the desert would create legends and tales about it. Today, in a small, nameless village that the ever-expanding Morshur was slowly engulfing, something happened that would begin a true legend. A newborn baby took its first breath, and its cry echoed over the desert, heralding great changes. The midwife, Jafra, old and weary, stood by the window and looked at the newborn. Her hands trembled, and her thoughts buzzed like a swarm of disturbed wasps.
Eyes, blue as the desert sky. These eyes seal a fate that no one chooses. The law is clear. Blue-eyed children belong to the Albasar. The Legion will take the child to Harion. The parents will lose all hope. And me? What awaits me?
She thought. Jafra looked at the parents of the baby. Their faces glowed with joy, but she knew this joy would not last. Jafra faced a terrible choice: to obey the law or to put herself outside it.
A child with eyes like these cannot be hidden. Someone who knows the law will see and report to the Legion. The child will be taken away. The parents will be left heartbroken, and if they resist, they might even be executed. And they'll hang me for knowing the law and failing to obey it, for hiding the birth of a blue-eyed child. Why should I risk everything? No, I will call the Legion. And even if they despise me for it in my village and refuse to let me cross their threshold, so be it. This reward from the Legion is my chance to escape this cursed place. Finally, I can leave these sun-scorched lands where even the rain seems like a myth. I dream of living where the earth is covered with emerald greenery, where there is no desert wind that chills to the bone. I've spent my whole life on the edge of Morshur. Let me, at least in my final years, live as a human, as someone who deserves peace. And the boy, he'll be better off at court. He will never know hunger or poverty.
Jafra made her decision. In the morning, the woman walked out of the house, holding the baby in her arms. The sun had not yet reached its usual scorching heat, and in some places on the smooth, sand-polished stones, there were drops of dew. As she prepared to feed the baby, her gaze froze on the horizon. In the distance, a cloud of dust rose, kicked up by the hooves of horses. The sun gleamed on the black helmets of riders, and she realized the Legion was coming. A bad feeling overcame the mother. She ran into the house.
Man, the Legion is coming.
Stay in the house. I'll go look.
The father stepped into the yard. The Legion's warriors had already entered the village, but did not stop.
They're coming straight to us,
he said, his heart seized with dread. The riders stopped in front of the house. Their armor was black, their faces hidden behind helmet visors. Slowly, one of them spoke in a loud, commanding voice.
In the name of the law and in the glory of Albasar Valderan, we are taking the child born in this house.
The father said nothing. He slowly turned, went to the wall of the house, grabbed an old scythe leaning against it, and stood in the doorway, holding the scythe as if it were a weapon. But there was no fight. 3 arrows pierced his chest simultaneously. He staggered, leaning on the scythe, then slowly knelt down. After a few moments, he closed his eyes and collapsed to the ground. Two warriors with drawn swords entered the house. A short scream was heard, then silence. The warriors emerged with the child and mounted their horses. Jafra stood aside, hiding behind a tree. She had seen it all. Her heart tightened. Her hands trembled. One of the warriors noticed her. Without a word, he approached and threw a leather pouch with coins at her feet. He made a sign to the riders, and their horses galloped away, raising a cloud of dust.
It was me. I brought them here. Their blood is on my hands.
Jafra's body trembled. Silent, hateful gazes of the villagers fixed on her. For a while, she stood still, and only the trembling of her thin lips betrayed that she was alive. Then her expression changed. It was both determination and doom. The Legion went to Harian. Jafra walked in the opposite direction. She sentenced herself to exile, to the desert of Morshar. No one stopped her. The coins remained where the Legionnaire had thrown them.
Golden gems in an endless sky. Ancient tunes on a breeze drift by. Lonely dreams with a fountain.